So that's the work of the week. The primary work, check in 10 times. Be sure to identify your brain state, and then no switching it up. We're not going to switch it up yet. Instead, we're not going to find that pathway in the brain. Instead, we're just going to lovingly accept our brain state no matter what. Or at least we're going to try to. Okay. When you get that acceptance happening, and you do it 10 times, you're probably ready to move on to the next chapter. Okay. What else are we doing? Remember we talked about the grind-ins that actually help us get the rewards, such as authenticity. The grind-ins, or that rewiring of that basic circuit that's a distillation of all our experience, the one we're doing this week is for authenticity. So during stress, what happens is we wire an unconscious expectation that I am bad. That I am bad. And that, of course, that expectation only gets triggered primarily when we're really stressed, but it can rumble around inside and cause chronic stress the rest of the time. So the way the brain works with neuroplasticity is if you essentially do the opposite expectation, basically put the word not in there, you have the greatest effect on rewiring. Also, all sentences are very short because the emotional brain at that level, the very primitive level, can't handle long sentences. You're talking about 3, 4, 5 words max. If you move it to more than that, it's probably not an emotional circuit, it's probably just a thought, and thoughts just aren't very powerful. Okay. So the grind-in for this time is the reasonable expectation. We also call it a joy circuit. I am not bad. Now you might want to say, well, aren't I good? Well, not really. You know, our essence is good, but let's not push it here. What the brain is saying is that you are bad. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a bad person. And so we're just doing the most sensible thing, which is saying the opposite. I am not bad. But it would be such a burden to think we were all good, and it would be so unauthentic. So the essential pain is, I'm not perfect. And if I can face that essential pain, the reward opens up. And that reward is authenticity. So try it with me if you will. And try it like 10 times this week. See what happens. I am not bad. Yes, the essential pain, I am not perfect. Darn. Earned reward, I actually feel more authentic. Authenticity. I am not bad. Essential pain, I'm not perfect. The reward for me, authenticity. Try the power of those grind-ins. A couple more things. With brain fitness, if you're not exercising, get support. Call your connection buddy. Talk to your EBT provider. Go on the website and ask for help. But I want you up off the couch. What happens is we want those neural circuits to be fed new neurons. And that's probably not going to happen at the same rate unless we're exercising. So 30 minutes a day for brain fitness. Secondly, the food that we put in our body, if we eat like the average person in a developed country, is really stress-provoking. It causes increases in insulin levels, it causes inflammation, it's nutritionally inadequate. Essentially, we're dumping into our emotional brains when we put it into our gut a whole bunch of stress just from the foods we're eating. You can't ignore nutrition. In fact, nutrition is part of the new medicine. So the first thing this week is, frankly speaking, people eat what they have around. So this week, check off all the foods that promote brain fitness and actually joy, and we're starting with fruit. So go find fresh fruit and bring it into your house and see how it is to eat more fruit on a daily basis to improve your brain fitness. The last thing is, the human brain loves connection. Again, if you're in a group or a telegroup, or making connections on the website, talking to your family and friends about this, but find a connection buddy. Again, check in for 3 minutes a day. It'll make a huge difference in your work, and say, how many check-ins did I do yesterday? How many minutes of exercise for brain fitness? And if I had a joy point, share it. Okay, let's move on and look at the whiteboard and check out some of this brain work so it's easier for you to get right into knowing your brain state.